What's good? You are watching and listening to Cat's Corner here at DJ's Universal Comics, episode 5. No Daniel today. He's busy working. Got to pay them bills. So it's just me and Cat today. But yeah, how you doing, man? Everything good?
Everything good. Can't complain.
So you finally watched The Last Jedi.
Yes, I did.
Give me a quick couple minute recap.
It was good. I can see what people were complaining about Luke Skywalker and everything else. Different director, so different direction. Maybe he wanted to get it over with and move on to something else. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where he goes with his new trilogy. Hopefully it's good. I can hook us up on it. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I could have done it without a couple of things. Finn, Rose, whatever. The planet. There was no reason for the planet outside to introduce some Jedi kid. But
it was a really long setup.
It was a really long setup. I hope something pans out of that. The guy with the rose and the kid with the broom.
Right.
I thought it was Harry Potter for a minute. I'm like, oh shit, here goes Harry. But I like the whole. I felt that Luke. I didn't see why Luke would have been fighting because he has no villain. His story, honestly, if you think about it, his story ended with Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
His whole purpose was, I'm going to bring my father back from the dark. He did. They killed the Emperor. Snoke was just a setup. The villain is Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. And that's your nephew. Or you tried to kill him. You're going to go up against him again. So we'll see. We'll see maybe with the third one. We'll see that, Knights of the Ren thing. Maybe you'll see him come back. I felt that he didn't die. One good thing is he made him so powerful that Luke just said, I'm going to go see the Force. I think he just walked into the Force. He can maybe come back in the third one, pull himself out. Because where Ben Kenobi went to the Force because Vader killed him. Then Yoda died. He went to the Force. Luke didn't die. Luke didn't get killed. He just said,
He's one with the Force now.
He's one with the Force. He is the Force, if anything. So it was good. It was. We'll see what they do with the third one, because it sounds like they might go the old route, the Return of the Jedi route, and give us something that we can go, damn, that was really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
orgasmically good.
I think it's this one was so polarizing that they're gonna go back and try to fix. It's funny because people think that with this one they were trying to fix the issues people had with the Force Awakens, and now
they didn't fix anything.
No.
There was no issue. It was just this guy going. We need to end this, which is true. We need to end the Skywalker storyline, whatever, and move forward. But he missed a few things.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah,
it was good though.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was fine.
I liked it a lot. Daniel is the one that had the biggest issue with it. Like he was.
Yeah, I can see some of the issues if I know him and what he's gonna complain about. I can see it. It's the same issues that a lot of people have, But it's done. It's making money. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay. All right. And so today the topic is. Funny enough, quick plug, you and I are both going to be working the Pasadena Comic Con this Sunday, the 28th.
It's the first time I do it, so I hear good things from both you and Patrick. So
yeah, it's a small little convention.
I went there years
ago,
so just a visitor, but I know the place. So
yeah. It was a cool little setup. It feels almost more like a swap meet, kind of, because it's just vendors more than anything. There's a couple people signing here and there, but
that's all I need sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm there to make money. I've seen creators.
Right.
I need more. Hey, give me something where I can make some money and pay for the table, not compete with a Scott Campbell or Stanley or any McFarlane, to where I'm sitting there in my booth twiddling my thumbs and
because everybody's waiting 2 hours to go get an autograph.
To get an autograph. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
It's in Pasadena. A lot of cool eateries around there afterwards.
Yeah, it's like right there in Old Town. So.
Yeah, it's clean, so it should be fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. I did it last year. I actually did pretty well, and it was just cool just hanging out,
Right.
Checking out whatever other people are selling, seeing how, overpriced some people were, and, wondering why they didn't sell anything all day, and, you didn't.
Well, everybody's got their own, thing going,
Yeah.
You don't want to bring stuff home,
Right.
Maybe that's all they do. Maybe they want to bring stuff home. I don't know.
True. This is true.
Each his own,
So let's say this is my first time working at a show. I got a booth. What do you recommend? What's the first step you recommend for someone that's never worked a show before?
Well, figure out, first of all, what are you gonna bring? I mean, we're in times where people are looking for deals. So if you're going in with your $1,000 comic book, all you have is high-end product. I mean, okay, all you need is maybe, let's say, 2, 3 guys to come by and items you're done for the day. But if you want to move product, you want to have that balance of, I got deals that'll bring people, my $2 boxes, my dollar boxes, half off stuff that brings people to your booth and they can see what else. And then somebody will be like, oh, you got that? Oh, $50? Okay, for you. Be ready to, haggle a little bit, stick to your prices, but you have a balance at your booth. Have a balance of low end that'll bring people in, or they'll make them stop, to the high end that all you need is that one person to drop $400-500 and, oh, cool, I'm halfway done.
Your whole show, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So, that's
so good. So step one, have a nice balance of product.
Okay. Presentation always works, man. I mean, make it clean, make it where it's accessible, organized. I mean, yeah, it's tough to organize your dollar boxes alphabetical, but if you can do it, that way it's easier. But have some kind of, reason to the madness.
Right.
To where it's a nice flow, to where you don't feel lost looking for your product.
Yeah.
And running around, know how you set it up, and that way it's accessible to the buyer. They don't feel like, oh, I don't want to walk in this book because there's shit on top of shit.
Right.
I don't have time to look on top of shit because there's 5, 10, 20 other booths that I can go look at, and they seem a little bit more organized.
I kind of look at it as shopping at Ross. Like some people
Marshalls
or Marshalls. Some people can actually do it. They have the patience for it. Other people, myself, I'm one of them. I walk in, I can't buy anything here.
I don't mind Marshalls. I mean, it's because I know what I'm looking for when I go there. It's like it's my wife and my daughter that have that patience. I'm done with. I just go to the jam aisle, look for the nice jams, and then I'm out. I'll wait up in the front. You guys look at whatever.
Yeah, it can get a little overwhelming. So I can imagine the same thing. You're at a show looking, and it's just like,
what am I looking at?
Exactly.
Books on top of books, and
I mean, same goes for a store. If you got a brick and mortar shop too, you walk in and it doesn't look organized. You get turned off quickly.
You gotta exactly. I mean, you walk into like you said. I mean, you're a consumer, and you walk in, and if it's too much, you're like, I don't want to look at stuff. I mean, I myself, I think my shop's somewhat clean, organized, but I like to find shit. I don't have time to look for stuff, so I like my stuff organized, so I know, so you can make the sale.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's all about making that sale. If it's not there, you look, the guy walks out, you're like 3 minutes later, you find it somewhere else. You're like, oh man, you just missed the sale. So be organized.
Okay, now what about pricing? Like, how do you find your prices? How do you go about that?
It's tough. I mean, if you're the weekend warrior, and you collect it, and your wife says, dude, you got to get rid of some of this shit. But you have a 9 to 5. You got to sit there and look at it and go, okay, am I really going to get rich off this shit? What do I need more? The room or the $5 that I'm never going to get for?
Right.
So you got to cut some losses. You got to sit there and go, okay, I'm going to keep this, the ones that are worth that do your research on eBay. Price cards are pretty much obsolete in my opinion.
Yeah.
But see what's open market. See what eBay sells. Amazon. Amazon's a little bit more expensive than eBay, but use that too, because sometimes there's items on Amazon they're not on eBay. So figure out what you paid for. If you have an item that, let's say you paid $20, and now it's, let's say $500.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at it? I mean, yeah, 500 is cool, but how long you've had it? When can you get 500? Do you have it on eBay? Did it sell on eBay at 500? Did it sit there? So you know what? 354, work it,
Right.
What do you need? You need the money? Figure it out. You know what I mean? Let it go. Just let it go.
Okay.
Just like we let go of Star Wars, you got to let go of shit. We got to let go, I myself, in my situation, the fact that this is all I do, I'm not forced by. I price my stuff based on spacing. You know what I mean? I can sell this next year, 10 years from now, because the plan is I'll be in business. I'm not pressured by. I'm more pressured by room. So I'll get rid of stuff that I want to get rid of. I'll mark it down. I'll let it go because I need the room.
Yeah.
So again, figure out the sale throughout the day. What's the timing? The time there it's gonna be like what, 9 to?
I'm guessing it opens at 10, like 10 to
4.
5 or something, or 10 to 4.
So give yourself a pacing throughout the day. You know, early in the morning, you always want to. That's gonna be your best selling period till about, let's say, 1 o'clock. You know, make your money after. You know, feel the room. If you see this slowing down, then you know what, time to mark shit down. Because again, you did pay for the booth.
Yeah.
You're there from, you know, set up, let's say it's what, 7 o'clock. So you're there for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're almost there for 10, 11 hours. What are you worth? What's your time worth per hour?
Right.
So you got 90. So you got at least $90 for the booth, or whatever your booth show you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's that. And then the time allowed, are you worth $10 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour? So you figure that out. So you give yourself, look, to make it worth, I need to make $200-300.
Right.
If you, and you, based on that, you price your merchandise, you move your merchandise, you know, to make it worth your time.
Yeah.
Do you want to lug shit back home? Fuck it. If some dealer comes to you and says, hey, how much you want for this? $100. Let it go. Let him worry about selling.
Yeah.
You got $100. You know, you'll have time to make more money with other product. You know.
Absolutely.
You know, it's up to the individual, basically. You know.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Final question. Final step. I'm going to ask you. When it comes to haggling, how low do you go?
Well, again, there's that cost.
Right.
And what are they haggling for? What item? I mean, are they haggling me for some, you know?
Well, you know what? I'm going to rephrase that. How about, like, what kind of deals should you make? Like, should you do, you buy this one, then I'll give you this one 20% off, stuff like that?
Well, no, because if that's the point.
Or package deals.
You do that from the beginning. You set your markers.
Got it.
$1 boxes, $2 boxes. Then when you get to the high ticket items, like let's say 10, 15, 20 and up, then you can start up with the 20% off, or you can start off from the beginning with the buy one get 10% off the next one. So you set your boundaries from the get-go, and then as the day goes and your sales go, then you figure out what you need to change to make that money. Because if what you had started with doesn't work, then I gotta change. Okay, what do I need to do? Quick, nice handwritten sign, beautiful writing, you know, make it work. 3, 4, 10, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you start the game plan in the morning, you set it up, and you see how it works. If it works, you don't change it. 2, 3, 4 hours in, it's not as brisk as you want it to be, then let me slash it down, you know.
Yeah.
10% off, 20, 50, you know, half off, whatever. Again, how much shit do you want to take back home?
Right. That's
the bottom
for me
line.
Personally, my goal is to just try to make space at my house. Then let me ask you, as a consumer, when I go to the show, how should I approach these dealers if I'm trying to get a bargain out of someone? You know, what's a good strategy?
First of all, I mean, don't insult me.
Right.
I mean, I'm different.
When you say insult me, do you mean like?
So you come in, like, for example, I mean, I had a booth at Frankenstein's for years, and people always think they come in there, oh, I got money, I'm gonna, this guy's ready to dance for money. I'm the wrong motherfucker to that. I don't dance for money. So I had this thing on display, a Superman pool cue. This guy comes in and it's like starts taking it apart, and I'm like, dude, ask. Oh, I got money. Don't worry about it. If I break, I'll buy. I go, it's not about you having money, bro. It's my product, my booth, courtesy.
Yeah.
Hey, can I please see this? How about that? Just start with being courteous. I mean, if you want, most people, and that goes in general, people respond to kindness.
Yeah.
You come in strong. You come in like an ass. I mean, if you're dealing with a person that's easily intimidated, yeah, you'll get your way. But if you run into somebody that's like me or somebody else, no, man, it's not gonna be. You just respect the consumer.
Yeah.
I mean the dealer. Respect the dealer. Come in. We're human beings. We're there to make some money. Again, we all know why we're there. Approach me nicely. Yeah, you'll get something out of me.
Right.
But I have my bottom line. I mean, there's just a point that I will not I will not do it. You know, I don't
Right.
care how much you flash the money.
I mean, I think that's the second part of insulting you is like when you have something priced at $1,000, don't offer me 200 for it.
right.
You know, like
And when we know what the product is
Yeah.
worth. You know, I mean, dude, you know, if it's 1,000, say, hey, will you take 8, 7? That's 30% off.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't walk into the Apple store, you want that iPhone 10X, 20, whatever, and it's $1,000. Say, I'll give you $500. What they gonna do? Let's make a deal right now. Give me 500. Woo! No, they look at you. They go, no.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know, we're no different. This industry is no different than any other industry. We have seller's permits. We pay taxes. We pay a cost. You know, just don't. You know.
Absolutely.
We know you can get away with shit, but don't flaunt it. You know?
Yeah.
You know, and you know just respect. It goes both ways. You respect me as a dealer. I respect you as a consumer.
Okay.
And you might find out that you might get something better.
Yeah.
Because again, you don't know what I pay for this thing.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know.
Okay.
So
Now, what about if I go to your booth and everything's good and I grab a bunch of stuff, like I'm for sure going to buy, let's just say CGCs, for example. I mean, that's a little more high
Right.
end, but let's say I buy 10 CGCs off of you. How would I approach you? Like, hey, will you give me a deal? What kind of deal should I? How do you
Well, the
propose
thing
that
is-
question?
the
Do
thing
you
is-
ask what kind of deal can you give me if I
so
buy?
as the thing is, I mean, if you're gonna come in and you're gonna look at my stuff and you already know, and let's say I don't have discounts on them,
All right.
I would say, hey, if I buy a few things, can we work a better price? You don't, you know, and then because then you as a consumer, you know who you're dealing with,
Right.
With a dealer, you know the type of person he is. If he says no, then you can stop it right there. You don't go to the point where you start grabbing things, you make a pile, the guy gets excited, oh fuck, I'm gonna make, you know, and then you go, hey, so how much for this? And it's like, oh, it's the price, and then no, and then you get into that argument
Right.
where it escalates to, you know, name calling and anger on both sides. No, just from the get-go, if you see something, say, look, I see 5, 6 items in your booth. Can we do something better than what they're priced at?
Okay.
Then the guy can come back either with yes or no, and if he says yes, then you go, well, what can we do? And you can tell, I can do 10%, 20%, whatever his discretion is.
Yeah, yeah.
Depending on what you buy to, depending on the item. I mean, I've done it plenty of times where come in the shop or I'm at a show and there's something that's priced high. It is high on eBay, you know.
But it's not a hot seller.
But it's not. I've been looking at it for 6 years.
Right.
Do you even look at that? Go, oh, I'll work something on it. Don't worry, because I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
It's already paid for. It's been part of the system. You know, the inventory system for it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
So I'm, you know.
We're not talking Walking Dead #1 here or anything like
No.
that, or yeah.
But just there's items that
Yeah.
even a hot CG, something that's, again, is at that point, dude, it's cost you this much. You're in a CG for $25 tops, and then it's $600-700, dude.
Right.
At that point, and you've had it for a year or two, you're like,
So basically, you just, if you come at the dealer or whoever you're talking to correctly and feel them out, you know, you're more likely to be able to work something out.
Of course.
You know, if you come at them like a jerk, then they're probably going to tell you to piss off. You know, unless they're desperate.
Unless
or,
they're desperate and
Right.
they're whatever. But yeah, that doesn't happen very often, you know.
Right.
So just be nice.
Yeah.
You know, just common sense.
Yeah.
You know.
And then I'm going to give one tip of my own. My booth is pretty much just dollar books. I mean, I might have a few like variant books that are, you know, nothing's going to be more than, I mean, I have some toys that might be like $100 or something, but the comics themselves, I might have $25 or something. But I have a lot of dollar books, and I'll have a deal on the dollar books. But please don't come at me and ask me for a specific book in the dollar book, and don't ask me like, do I have this, and that in the dollar book, because
I
it's,
don't know.
you
Just
know.
look through it.
Exactly. It's a dollar book. It's a bargain bin. You just look through the bargain bin. That's why it's a bargain bin.
Common sense.
Yeah.
Ask questions that are, I mean, think about it before you even formulate the question in your mind. Think about it. How is this gonna come out?
Yeah.
Think before you speak. It's something that your parents taught you as a kid. Think before you speak.
But it happens. You
all
got
the
those
time.
guys. It's like you look like you don't put bags and boards on your dollar books, right? Or sometimes, right?
Sometimes, depending what I do.
So I've seen people rifling through a box that has no bags and boards, and it says 50 cents books, and they're still asking questions. Like specific,
it's again
condition question. It's like it's 50 cents. It's in the condition that it's in. That's what you get.
That's
it's
all you get, yeah.
There's a reason why it's in that bin.
I guess we feel that we're precious
Yeah.
and entitled, so we need to be catered to. We don't know how to actually think for ourselves anymore.
Right.
So we need to be told everything. What I'm like, okay, it's in front of you. It's got a tag for 50 cents. What else do you need to know? I don't know.
Oh, and also, you might be able to find people that have a card that can swipe, like they'll have Square or something on their
right.
They can swipe, but try to bring cash. Like try to bring cash and try to bring like smaller bills too. Like you'll make friends with smaller bills.
Oh yeah,
buying stuff with smaller bills. But everyone's gonna have a 20. Some people have 100, and you'll have to break all your change to pay people out. Like if you're gonna go shopping, like get some, at least fives. Get a bunch of fives.
Dollar bills. Think of you going to the strip joint.
Exactly.
bring dollar bills.
Exactly. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. Like people will
yeah.
thank you for it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But okay. Well, let's get into what are your picks for the week?
This coming week?
Yeah, for this Wednesday.
All right, let's see what do we
23rd,
got.
is it?
January 24th.
The 24th. Yeah.
Oh, well, off the bat, we got Doomsday Clock number 3.
Okay, Doomsday Clock number 3.
That's
It's a good read, right? It's
that's
a good read.
Great read. Like I said in one of the earlier episodes, it was that good to where he made me want to read Watchmen, but I fought the urge because I know how bad. I know enough about it. I don't need to read it. What else do we got here? Man,
And that's another one.
They're doing so many reprints on the metal stuff, like the one shots. You got second prints, third prints. Red Death has a 4th print coming out.
I saw there's a second print of the Batman White Knight. Is it Batman White Knight or Batman?
Yeah, which one?
I think the number 1 or the number 2's got a second print that's like going for $11-12 right now. So
Was there number 3, the one that just came out with Harley on the cover?
maybe it's that one.
Yeah,
it's something
that
that.
one.
But the second print's
It's
like
a second print. Yeah.
that's basically don't sleep on second prints. Especially if the cover is different.
If you're a completist, if you're like a speculator, pay attention to second prints. They have a lower print run than anything else.
And then for me, I like the Batgirl. Right now I like the Middleton covers. So far, all the DC Middleton covers are like great. They're great looking covers. They're good for your collection, and there's something to maybe hold on to for the future as well. And
he's a good artist.
He's
he's always had. When he broke on the scene, he was on. He came in with. What did he come in? Did he come in with NYX? No.
Not sure.
He was hot back in the day. When he popped on the scene, he was hot. I remember, because he brought something different to the table with his art.
And he's got this Batgirl cover that comes out this week. It's got Penguin in the background. It's a sweet cover. So check it out.
Yeah.
And like we said last week, all these right now, depending on how hot a book is, the print runs on some of these variants are low because people aren't ordering them because they're not selling, obviously.
Right.
So if you see a nice cover and you're able to get your hands on it, pick it up.
Keep in mind, a lot of dealers don't order as many on the variants, even though they're open numbers. They don't order because not a lot of people ask for them.
Exactly.
Let's see, what else do you have coming out? Oh, if you're a Lobo fan and you're not happy with what you're seeing right now, they're putting out the Keith Giffen Alan Grant Lobo from back in the day. That's some.
It's a reprint, like a trade.
It's a trade paperback, but it's vintage Lobo. It's stuff you want to read. That's a good pickup on the trade paperback. And what else do we have here from DC? Oh, they're doing Teen Titans number 12 second print. That's the
first appearance of
the origin. Yeah, yeah. I hear that book's going for. The first print is going for like 60 plus or some.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was talking to somebody
I got a couple
earlier.
of those somewhere.
I heard it was going crazy. Let's see.
Justice League of America number 23. I don't know how popular the book is, but Doug Mankey's doing the variant covers on it, and the last one was sold out on Midtown. This one's sold out on Midtown as well. So that's something. It's a nice looking cover. You got Lobos on the cover and Captain Atom. Is it Captain Atom? I'm not even sure.
No,
but anyway,
no, that's Killer Frost, I think.
Point is, that's another one. It's
nice, but it's Doug Mankey. He's not, it's a good-looking cover. I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere.
It's just something to think. It's just something to sit on. If you have an extra $3 and they have it at your local store, pick one up.
What else do we have here? What do we got out of?
Have you read? So there's a Raven solo book coming out, Raven, Daughter of Darkness. You hear anything about that?
I don't know.
Marv Wolfman's writing it.
I know. They've tried Raven before, so it didn't. She's popular, but it's not the Raven.
Well, she's popular because of the Teen
Titans cartoon, but not anything else. 12 issues. That's a long series for her. What do we got out of Image?
And also the Wonder Woman Jenny Frison variants.
Yeah, that's those are always good. I don't see. I'm trying to look at Image, see if I see anything popping.
I've heard really good things about Maestros. Like that story itself is a pretty good. It's a pretty good read.
Well, you got another issue of Monstrous, which always does good. Number 13 comes out this week, but it's so far in between issues that it lost that steam that it had when number one first came out.
It's really sad with a lot of these independent, I mean, I'm sure Marjorie Liu, I don't know what she's working on, but not getting your issues out on time will kill you.
It hurts. It hurts because you come out strong. Your numbers are strong, but as you forget, as it goes on and you don't have a number, as you forget about it, people kind of Do
you think that maybe she didn't have it storyboarded out? Like she didn't know exactly where it's going?
I don't know what the situation could be. Anything. I mean, could be she was working somewhere else, that took her time, and a lot of these indie guys, they have
they freelance with Marvel and DC,
with whatever, because again, those checks do clear, TV, whatever,
Right.
So you get back to yours later on. I'm looking. I'm into Marvel.
Yeah, I said it before a couple episodes ago, but when you're looking at these images, if you're trying to spec Image, the best thing I recommend is look at the premise of the comic. If it's a number one, there's a Dissonance number 1 coming out here. I have no idea what it's about, but read the premise, because if the premise is about two fat guys that like to make gumbo in a basement, that's not gonna
go very far.
Yeah, the key to Image books is, does this sound like it could become a TV show or a movie?
Right.
That's the key. And if it doesn't sound that way, and this is just on spec. If it sounds interesting to you as a read, go ahead and read it. Image puts out a lot of great stuff.
They do.
But if you're trying to figure out what the next Walking Dead is, read the premise, because a lot of these aren't going to turn into anything.
I don't think we're going to see another Walking Dead for a
For
minute.
a while, right?
Yeah. Marvel.
Although they're specking everything right now. Everything. There's a lot of properties getting snapped up left and right because Sony's got the whole Valiant universe right now.
But then I heard that might be sold to somebody overseas, and if that's the case,
the
if publishing gets sold, then okay, what's the direction they're gonna go? We have on Marvel. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man has been fantastic. You got a new issue of Avengers, this storyline they're doing right now, No Surrender.
How was last week's? Was there a new appearance? Or was
they introduced that character, Victory, whatever. I mean, I don't know who she is, how they're going to play it. It is Mark Waid. They got good talent, so I can't see them being that out of sync with the rest of the universe. They'll figure out a way to do it. Legion. If you're a fan of the TV show, Legion number 1 comes out this week.
I mean, it really depends on how they're going to connect
they're going to connect it. And keep in mind,
and now that the
Marvel
properties are purchased, exactly.
So you might see some really good float to everything, you know.
I'm actually a little bit worried about these TV properties that are out, like, you know, and I could see them getting squashed, you know, like the Gifted, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
and then what's the
unless
Runaways?
they can play it, they can figure out
How to connect it. Yeah.
Then I don't see them being a problem keeping these shows going.
Right.
Like with Gifted, they connected the X-Men to it. You know, they actually, Lorna's Magneto's daughter. I mean, spoiler alert if anybody hasn't watched the last episode. But you got Marvel 2-in-1. That was a nice Fantastic Four book. You know, just at least you got Ben and Human Torch back in. You eventually will see everybody else. Thanos 15. I got it. Man, Thanos has been so good.
Who's writing that? Is that Donny Cates
Donny
too?
Cates, yeah.
So Donny Cates is killing it with Doctor Strange and Thanos.
His first issue is up there to like 20s.
Wow. That just came out, what, 2 months ago?
3 months. Who ordered that book? Yeah. No, there's a lot of good stuff coming in. I know I've had a lot of people ask me about Abbott from Boom Studios, Abbott #1. I've had people ask me for that. Right, yeah. That's pretty much what I can see. Those few things there.
Right. And the same thing, like Kat said in the past several times, like, buy what you like.
Exactly.
Buy what you don't worry about
what
future.
You and I say.
Exactly.
What we say. This is
exactly. If something looks interesting, if you like the cover, pick it up. You know, you're spending, between $3 and $5 a book, essentially.
Yeah.
So pick it up if it looks interesting. If it sucks, well, hey, now you know. Don't pick up the second issue.
Can I pimp something out?
Oh yeah, go for it.
It's ways down the line, but I'm talking about comic shows. I'm organizing a comic book show coming up in May. Over at my daughter's high school, Daniel Pearl, over here in Balboa Lake. So far, I've got Mike Kunkel, Larry Houston, Stranger Comics, and one other. I'm working on a few. I'll be talking about it as it progresses, because I'm working on a few other nice names, and the school's bringing in some interesting aspects. So it should be a cool show. May 12th.
Okay.
So I'll have more info as we do the shows.
Got it.
From this point on.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week. You know the drill. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications. If you're listening on iTunes, make sure to leave a review if you haven't done so. SoundCloud, leave comments. We love reading the SoundCloud comments. And we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.